Hey guys, YouTube Tip Tuesday, it's a mouthful, back by popular demand. And today I wanted to talk about so many different things, but I'm going to try and narrow it down to something that I constantly struggle with. Now, I want my channel to be successful. I'm always learning from other channels, and I really appreciate what I can garner and gather from other people. However, in YouTube, if you're not passionate about what you're talking about, you're not going to be willing to film about it or talk about it on a regular basis. And so be careful when you're going out and researching other people or listening to advice from other people that you come back home to your own self and say, what am I comfortable filming with? What topics am I comfortable talking about? And what do I think I can have some longevity teaching about with my channel? And so for me, I'll give you my for instance. For me, it is really important that I do things in small doses because I have major ADD. I have a very hard time sitting still. I have a very hard time focusing on details. When I see a big picture project, I can really attack it and go at it as long as I can do it quickly. So for me, what works really, really well is to take little videos in snippets and make a daily video. And that way it's something I'm interested in the moment, and it means I'm in the habit of taking the video. Now, those videos don't have a lot of views because they're not well edited. They are passionate, but not thorough. You know, it's not like I give the whole information, the whole project, so you can't see it from start to finish unless it's hard to follow. However, if I film that way, then months later, once I have quite a few of these little ones made, I go back and I can use them to make my videos that do get a lot of views. And the reason it works and the reason I make money from it is because it's comfortable to me. Now, I have found that making these really in-depth, beautiful videos is really hard for me. And Melanie, who you see me do Braid Girls with, is very, very good at editing. She's very artistic. And so having her as a friend to help me with that has been extremely freeing. And also I have found that when I can do the bulk of the editing and then hand it over to my husband and say, here, honey, could you please add the music? Can you add some flavor to the actual editing itself? That works really well. And I didn't have that option when I was first beginning. So when you start to think about these channels that are starting to have a lot of views and starting to have a lot of subscribers, you have to recognize what's going on behind the scene. When I first started and for the first 2 years, I was the only one editing and I was the only one filming, and I still got here. And I want to put a word out, a word to the wise about things like Social Blade and judging what other people are making on their videos. Now, Social Blade is a program out there that you can pull up a YouTube channel and they will give you an estimate of what they think that people are making. And they will give you the numbers on how many subscribers they have and how many views they have and that kind of thing. That can be really debilitating to look at and say, wow, they have all these subscribers and this is all the money they can make. Or to go, the one thing, never look at your own. It's always depressing because you look at it and you're like, C++ rating, what does that mean? And then to look at it and be like, well, they estimate that I'm only going to have X number of subscribers by the end of the year. That program knows nothing about you. That program does not know what kind of amazing viral video you're going to make tomorrow. So you cannot take it at its word when it says, oh, well, by the end of the year, she's only going to have 500 subscribers and 2,000 views. It's just a math problem. That's what Social Blade is. It's an estimate. It's like the stock market as far as a projection. It's not real. And so tomorrow you could put out a video that's amazing that skyrockets you up to 50,000 subscribers and 400 million views. You just don't know. And by staying true to yourself and not worrying about these projections is the way to get there. And I love you guys, and I hope this is helpful to you. I recognize that a lot of you, because you see that I'm doing the spotlights, are seeing, hey, I could really grow my channel quickly, and so I'm hoping that that's what these tips do, is to help you. The one qualifying remark I'm going to make is consistency. No matter what you make it consistently. And if you want to be able to have it be something real for you, you have to make a video once a week. If you can make one once a day and get into the habit of doing it, that's even better. And then after you've been doing it for several months, once a day, you can cut back to what feels more natural and better for you. But it takes that much time to learn about your camera, to learn about your lighting, to learn about whether or not you need to be closer to the camera or further away from the camera, and which camera is better for outdoors and which camera is better for indoors, and changing filters and things like that. Even on a phone camera, which is what I'm using now, it is there's a lot of things I can change on this camera depending on when I'm outside or inside. So even if you don't have a designated videoing camera, it doesn't matter. You could still use a phone. You can use a cheap camera. That part just doesn't matter. What matters is that you put content up and that you talk about what you're passionate about with consistency. And I love you guys. And if there are any questions, things that specifically you would like to know, this is my favorite one to talk about, and I've talked about it before, but I'm always learning, and so even when I talk about the same topic, I'm bringing new tips in. So if you have specific questions, make sure to ask about them in the description. And Melanie, isn't it funny? I really thought I could go to not making a daily video, but I find that I'm just such a jabberwocky that I always think of things I want to talk to you guys about, and I just can't stop. It's a disease. So anyway, I love you guys, and we'll talk to you later.